if you've actually discovered anything about Bukit Vista, you'll see that we actually record almost all our meetings. And this is a way for us to actually improve the innovation capacity and potential of the company. Okay, without further ado, what I'd like to do first is I'm going to actually share my screen over on the other side and kind of take a look at some of this materials already. The section that we'll focus on, of course, are these particular case studies. Shaylin's already explained a little bit about the rundown. I'm going to explain a little bit about the purpose of having this session so that everybody's in the right mindset. Okay, so from the HR side team wants to record and observe, and that's why they're here, about how we actually structure a strategically minded interview. Okay, so I'm going to be leading this. And for the candidate side, both Putu and Christopher, this purpose is not to actually we're not here to create like a gladiator situation and you two fight each other and we're going to see who wins. That's not the point. The point is actually to have the best ideas float to the top. And here's a few scenarios that we want to explore. Okay, one, we want to actually see you guys reinforce each other to elevate the quality of the conversation. That is the primary point of having a debate. So a lot of the things that we do at Bukit Vista are revolving around things like problem solving, critical thinking, strategical analysis, and the ability to innovate. So in traditional interviews, we see that it is very difficult to actually detect any of those qualities. So the purpose of having this type of interview is really to think about, okay, listen to what the other person has said. How can you refine the idea? How can you poke holes in the other person's ideas? That would show that you have strategic understanding, okay? How would you then elaborate and cooperatively elevate the other person in your discussion? That would show empathy and leadership capabilities, okay? That's pretty much the tone that I want to set before we go into this this type of interview. Since we only have two people here for this particular batch, I think it allows for more developed and more comfortable discussions. There's less relationships, I guess, we need to kind of think about. So that should sort of simplify things, okay? I'm going to be adopting a tone of a skeptic and of a stoic during this this interview. And the point of that is to put a little bit of pressure and also a bit of realism around this moment. This moment should feel slightly uncomfortable. It should feel like you maybe don't exactly know what to expect or such. But hopefully that will help us see where your attributes are, if those are a good fit here. Okay. As I can understand, you both have been given an opportunity to study the learning materials on this particular sheet. Let me just check really quickly, Putu. How many days before this moment have you had access to this document here?
I just accessed from yesterday evening.
Oh, from yesterday evening, yeah? So
yeah.
Pretty last minute, okay. What about Christopher? How many days have you had access to this document?
Same thing here yesterday evening.
Okay, all right. So we've had, let's say, about half a day, yeah, to prepare. Okay, yeah. Let's go into it then. Maybe you both can introduce yourselves and tell me a little bit about your background and tell the other candidate about your background, tell HR about your background, okay? Tell us what you think your greatest strength is that can add to the mission of our company. Let's start with Mr. Christopher first. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Jono. I now live in Surabaya, Indonesia. Mm-hmm. It's really near to Bali, but I'm now working in PD Satria Bridgestone Tire Company. It's a tire company where I conduct and support every day-to-day sales in daily basis, and also in business development. I also have a little bit of a background in IT, so I helped a little bit of the company in the IT background in here. I built a little bit about the system from the beginning because, to be honest, this company is a little bit old, kind of 50-ish years age. So they were still using a really old system when I entered. So yeah, but basically I'm here to support sales and business development department on a daily basis.
Okay.
My biggest strength, if I may say so, is I now run two small cafes and also, yeah, coffee shops in
Okay.
here. And also, I opened something like online travel agency back in 2016. Like all of them are like part-time jobs because if you have seen my resume, I used to live in Korea, so I know a lot about Korea and Seoul. So if I may say, my biggest strength is I'm very hospitality oriented in here because I always try to help my customers. Like even if you know a travel agency, um, like I always try to help the customers even when they are there. They are traveling in Korea,
Okay.
even though it's like 10 p.m.
Mr.
in
Christopher, okay, I
Korea.
think it's
Yes.
been 2 minutes, so I'm going to
Oh,
need to
okay.
cut you off. Yeah? But,
All right. I'm sorry.
okay, thank you for that introduction. Let's go over to Mr. Putu for the moment. Please, the same question to you, sir.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Putu Surya Disaputra, and for the last 5 years, most of my career in tourism industry from offline travel agent in Sanur, and then previously I worked in Traveloka for almost 5 years in market executive. So it's market executives in more to acquire property and also to uh, develop their marketing or offer the campaign and make sure they sellable in traveloka.com. So uh, last last 2 months I work my last work in Karma Group. There's a the properties the biggest properties Karma Kandara. So as a sales executive also, but for more for the guest relation. So I prepare everything before guest check-in at the property in the Karma Kandara and do the tour and sell them our newest product or fractional to customer. And my biggest strength is I know most of the Bali area because previously in Traveloka I have a database of the property like a guest house, small guest house, or even villa. But I still need to recheck again, double check again if they're still active or not. And for the time being, I'm just now uh, use the Instagram uh, to make own channel. Just this is for Balinese, like more to tourism village
Okay.
in Bali. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for the introductions. Quick question to Christopher. Christopher, if you have two cafes right now, who's going to be running that if you're working here full time?
Um, Actually, my two cafes, I'm in a partnerships.
Okay.
So yeah, one cafe I'm partner with these friends, and the other ones I have partnered with those friends. So like they are usually doing the operations thing. And if I can say, I'm in the back end story. I'm in the financing as well, and I'm also holding the accounting.
Okay.
And but I visit them regularly, like after office hours, or even if I need to, I go them on the weekend
Okay.
often.
All right. Understood.
Yeah.
So, what is your, just to understand, what is your investment stake in these cafes? Are you like 50%? Are you 25%? What is kind of your depth of involvement in these businesses?
Um, Around 30 to 50%.
Okay. Got
Like
it.
the one cafe is like 33%.
Right.
The other one is 50. Yeah.
Okay. So significant, I guess, right? In that sense.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and begin then. Let's take a look at this first question. So these are typical objections that we would be looking at from a particular property partner who we approach. So let's say, for example, right? Somebody, you're pitching them why they should use Bukit Vista's property management services, and they tell you, well, you're taking a 15% commission on bookings that you're managing on an OTA, an online travel agency. So why should we not just manage that ourselves and not have to pay you an extra commission to do that? Okay, let's start the discussion. Mr. Putu, how would you
Mhm.
respond to that?
So yes, normally if you can you able to do running by yourself, but it's just the maintenance. So there's in online travel agents a lot of then maintenance you should do. For the case, you should maintain promotion. You should checking the your competitor and your uh, like your picture or all your like the wording and everything. So we why you should uh, uh, spend extra 15 percent outside the online commission is because we will take care. Bukit Vista will take care those things uh, f- uh, from you. So that's it.
Okay, all right. So if I understand correctly, Mr. Putu, your response would be that Bukit Vista is maintaining it for you, right? So basically, you're
Yes.
paying this so that you maintain a presence on the OTA. I would say, okay, I can maintain it myself and save 15%.
Mhm.
So how would you respond to that?
So in Bukit Vista, we give you more than just uh, maintain. So
Mhm.
maybe you can see in our in Bukit Vista website, there's uh, any others services you will get from Bukit Vista. It's like from photography
Mhm.
and from invoicing or and also for your employee or like price review and the most important is digital marketing and OT optimization.
Okay, let's go over to Christopher. Christopher, please analyze what Mr. Putu has told us so far and tell us, do you have a different answer than what he said?
Yeah, Bukit Vista here, we already have 8 years of expertise and also experience in property management. And also, thing with OTA is, I don't know about you, but it's a lot of work in owner and manager's perspective, you know. But here in Bukit Vista, we work with the real data, basically, and then um, we analyze the traffic, we analyze the financial situation, we analyze the season as well. So we can say here, Bukit Vista is very detailed in managing our properties.
Interesting. Okay. Detailed in managing properties, but okay, the way I would respond to that is this. Look, you guys manage hundreds of properties, right? And so you're probably dividing your attention across all these different properties with the data and everything that you just said. But I can understand data, reasonably enough. I've got family that just graduated from university. They're smart. I can put them in front of a computer. They can look at charts and kind of understand what's going on, and they would be essentially focused full time on my particular property. So, what would you say about that, Mr. Christopher?
Um, as I mentioned before, we have this 8 years of expertise. So and also we are located here in Bali. So, and then that means that we know what's happening here with the properties. And also we provide, um, we provide maintenance, um, we provide the hospitality, we provide the um, analysis, not just by the numbers, but also by visiting the properties directly. And we will analyze them, like what do we need to fix, what do we need to repair, what do we need to improve, and all this stuff.
Okay, well, I would say to that then there are companies that have existed 10 years ago in Bali and they don't exist anymore because, times are changing and I don't necessarily see essentially a longer history as being. Oh, sorry. I think the internet jumped a little bit there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't necessarily see the relevancy of having, let's say, a longer time here because there are companies that have existed longer than Bukit Vista that are not here anymore. And as far as on-site inspections and all that goes, I live here. I've got my staff living here. Um, if I'm gone, then my recently graduated cousin can be on here, and he can be here all the time, and that's a little bit more than the time that you could spend probably here, right? So, how would you answer that, Christopher?
Are we on to the second question or?
Not yet, actually, but okay, yeah, sure, we can. Not yet. I'm just framing the response back to.
Hello.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Seems like the internet's jumping around, so I'll slow down a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Not onto the second question yet, Christopher. So this is just drilling down and seeing how perhaps if somebody said that, how would you respond?
You maybe your cousin, maybe your family, or but as things goes, I think you still need to pay for his work. But here in Bukit Vista, we sorry,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yep.
we provide zero management fee service. So basically, you don't need to pay anything upfront, but we only get paid by our performance. So
Okay.
basically, if we are able to market and sell your properties and welcome guests in your properties, then we'll get the commission based on that. So you don't need any fixed costs upfront.
Okay. Let's go to Mr. Putu. Let's have him attempt to do this. Now, Mr. Putu, I want you now to analyze Christopher's responses. Tell us which responses were to your satisfaction, which responses you believe are not to your satisfaction, and what you would say. Please keep in mind this, Mr. Putu, that based on your response, we are trying to understand how much you understand, right? So I would urge you not to be cautious. I would urge you to be brilliant in this particular response. Okay, Mr. Putu, go ahead.
From my perspective, is yes, true. Bukit Vista is already it's like a established companies with the experience 10 years, and most of the owner will not want to spend any other cost. But what Christopher say is uh, the property only pay when they got the booking from Bukit Vista. This mean uh, y- the for the for the owners it's not uh, they not spend any budget extra budget to hire someone or even the cousin but to run the villas, right? It means even the cousin you still give them extra cost. You spend extra cost to them. And what I from my perspective is we have a Bukit Vista have experience along from 10 years to manage property, and we will more than understand the how the tourism flow in Bali. So I think from the new graduate from the university need to understand also need to learn how the means how the tourism in Bali goes to.
You're saying that my cousin doesn't know what they're doing? I mean, he went to Itebe. He graduated at the top of his class.
I mean, tourism more than experience.
Hmm.
So it's mean like for example for the price you can put a good price, but sometimes when you need a strategy to increase the price, it's mean if the occupancy is low, you can put a lowest price you have, and sometimes to increase the price will need more than uh, maintains the extranet or maintains the OTA.
Well, I mean, you've just told me what the strategy is, and I think I can perfectly understand that. And I think I can perfectly explain that to a person who is my family, right? Yeah, that seems pretty logical. If occupancy is low, we should lower the price. If occupancy is high, we should raise the price. That doesn't sound like anything that's too complex. I don't see why I should part with 15% of my commissions, to pay you guys to make those decisions.
Not always to increasing the traffic or digital marketing. We also will maintain your villa. It means uh, we the only we have a team that can handle the operational and also our transparency for the payment or everything or the gas.
Okay. All right. Let's pause now. That's the end of round one. Okay. So we've covered kind of like the main elements of that. Let's go into the second case. Okay. So this is a little bit slightly different. Okay. This is a case where a property owner already has an established team. Okay. So they already have an operational team, a manager, housekeeper, security guard, all the operations that they have, and okay, we have, let's say, a smart person managing the OTA. So it's a little bit more in depth. Okay, so it's covered not just a particular anybody managing the OTA, but the entire system now. Okay, so why would a client like that still need us? Let's start with Putu first.
Okay. So why you choose? Why they still need us? Because we are more than handling marketing. So uh, we have a system can handling a finance reporting and it means your manager is able to still focus more focus on the day by day operational and welcoming your guests upon check-in and Bukit Vista will handling all the marketing and promotion and all the reports. And for sure, you only pay the Bukit Vista when you have a booking from Bukit Vista.
Okay, interesting. Let's go to Christopher. Please analyze Putu's response. Tell us what you think, and then add whatever you'd like to say to this particular case as well.
Yeah, as
Oh,
Mr.
in this
Putu
case, wait, I'd
sorry.
like to give you guys both a little bit more um, freedom, okay? A little bit more freedom. You can
Yeah.
speak to me as if I'm actually the client, okay?
Yes, Mr. Jing.
Yeah, so you can
Yes.
actually speak to me as if I'm actually the client. So I'm not just asking this kind of like third person. So you can talk to me as if actually I am the person. So let's go ahead with Christopher. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Jing. Thank you. So as Mr. Putu already explained to you before, we are a team of property management experts here. You may have your team already, a manager, your property manager, your housekeepers, your security guards, your cousin who can manage the your OTAs and social media's platforms. But just say it like this: you have to pay them, but in this era of pandemic, you don't know how your sales will be. So how can you manage that? Like here in Bukit Vista, we provide zero management fee upfront. So and already we only charge you when there are reservations to your properties. And also, I'm not trying to sabotage your teams or trying to say anything bad about your team, but here in Bukit Vista, we are really transparent about everything, basically, especially about the financial report. We here have a real-time report delivered to you, and also email notifications to you. And also in here, we provide market price analysis in regular basis and also price review in regular basis. We definitely will sit down with you, spend some time with you to talk about problems and stuff. And here in price reviews, we will always discuss with you on if we need to decrease or increase your booking fee and stuff.
Okay. Well, you know what? Does this mean you guys will pay for my housekeeper and my security guard then?
For housekeepers, for the first answer, maybe no.
Okay.
The housekeepers, but we will maintain your property's cleanliness and also the well-being.
Okay.
We will also analyze everything starting from things that need to be fixed and also the interior designs and also the architecture. If you need to if you need any reparations in your properties.
Christopher, this sounds like I'm going to have to spend more money working with Bukit Vista because you're going to give me a invoice for all the things I need to get repaired. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
You don't need to do it now. You need to do it now. What we're trying to say here is like it's zero management fee. Like at the front, we will look and we will discuss about what we need to work on, and about maintenance and stuff. We will do it after you look at our performance.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Well, since you said that I don't have to pay any upfront costs, you guys work on I guess commission. Then I guess it would be okay for me to sign up with a bunch of other property agents, right? And see if I can improve my distribution through different channels. And the response would be from Christopher in this particular case.
Yes, you can do that, I guess.
Let's go to Mr. Putu.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, beside you can, it means we have a plan for gaining the revenue to pay your manager, housekeeper, and for security, and uh, of course you need your villa to sellable in market, right?
Mhm.
And in this stage, our team will review. It means you don't need to spend uh, any additional money or extra money. We just need to review if there's we just maybe for example interior design. So maybe we just design what you still have in your bedroom or your villa. Just
Okay.
not to change them.
Okay. All right. Gentlemen, I really want to re-emphasize this point that you can speak to me as if I'm the real client. Okay. So
Yes,
I
Mr.
want
Chen.
to I want to remove that constraint because it doesn't seem like you both
Yes.
are fully utilizing this. Okay. So Mr. Putin, Mr. Christopher, you both can speak to me as if I'm the real client. I don't know if you heard that or not, but I'm just going to re-emphasize it because at the end I'm going to give you feedback based on this particular point. So I want you to make a memory of this and then either change the way that you are pitching right now or get ready for some negative feedback down the line. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's go down to the third question then. Okay. So the third question is, all right, fine. You've convinced me, right? It sounds like it's a pretty good idea to work with your company. So I already have a lot of good reviews on Airbnb and some of the previous OTAs. Is it okay if I keep that? We already have an Instagram with a large following base. Can I keep that too? Let's go to Mr. Puto to start off the discussion.
Yes, of course. You can still keep us, and we just maintains that. And from this stage, we will what we see need to improve. We will improve it.
Okay. Let's go over to Mr. Christopher. What do you think?
Yes, Mr. Jing, it's actually a good point that you already have an Airbnb account and also an Instagram account. And an Airbnb account, we here in Bukit Vista, Airbnb will send the payment to the owner and Bukit Vista separately according to commission. So you don't need to worry about the payment here. And also, from Airbnb perspective, I think that Airbnb and also other OTAs, it's a black box. If you know the term, black box is like you know what's going on outside, but inside there are a lot of things that going on at the same time. So algorithms and then terms and this and that. I'm not really that deep into technical, but if you know what I mean. Yeah, and also about Instagram, if you already maybe have like 10 or 20,000 followers, from my experience, I have run. I've tried to run a online travel agency before. And do you know, Mr. Jing, how many percent of your followers are real followers?
Very few, probably. Most of them probably just are kids that like in flashy photos of half-naked women in swimming pools. So I don't know. Maybe some of them are bots as well. I would expect that. I actually don't know. Maybe you can tell me.
Exactly. From my research before, around 70 to 80% from most Instagram followers in an open accounts are fake accounts or just a newly made account. They're just not continue. They will just not continue the next day. So maybe we only get like roughly 15 or 10% of your followers are real followers. So we will work on that. And also, have you heard before about Facebook ads, Mr. Jing?
Yeah, certainly I've heard of Facebook ads. What can you tell me about Facebook ads?
Yeah, Instagram ads and Facebook ads, they are connected. Now, if you have an Instagram account and if you have already tried to sponsor on Instagram account, it's actually I would say it's a scam from Instagram because if you try to add on Instagram, there is another platform from Facebook ads from Facebook basically that can save you cost to sponsor, but will give you more results in the end.
Okay, got it. So what you're telling me is Book Vista knows how to run ads?
Yes, we have a full team dedicated to that. Yes.
Has your team made any significant achievements that can be verifiable right now?
Yes, we have already worked with more than 100 property owners and also more than 700 properties worldwide. Yes.
Do they all have ad campaigns running for them?
Actually, no. If you have seen on our websites, the starter package doesn't include that, but our business package, we do have a paid ad campaigns.
Okay.
Will
I
be
could pay
run
for
for
ads
you
myself.
automatically.
I mean, I could pay for ads myself. It's just another activity, just like running the OTA myself. Why would I pay Book Vista to run ads for me?
Exactly, but as I mentioned before, we here have a team dedicated to data analysts,
Yeah.
and we are professional and we have experience in here.
Okay. Okay, I've got it. All right.